Hello everyone, Greg Wondra back here on Building Boys. Again, I'm the younger brother of Jennifer Fink, the founder here of Building Boys. And the topic I want to talk about today is skills needed to be a video game designer. Um, a lot of people nowadays, when they learn that I'm a video game designer, they're just like, well, you must have gone to school for this, right? Well, in fact, I did not. I had no formal training at all in video games. Myself, when I was coming up, there really weren't any degrees or educations related to video game design per se. Computer science is a degree that computer engineers, programmers use within this industry, so that can be used towards getting in the video game industry. And there's a lot of digital artists that seek out digital art degrees that work in the video game industry. But as for video game design itself, there really wasn't a whole lot of formalized education to get people into a video game design career. There is now. I would say within the last 5 years, you are starting to see game design programs at universities all across the country. It's becoming very popular, especially since universities have realized that, hey, this is a field a lot of people want to go into, and as a university, we can make a lot of money doing that. So you're starting to see this more and more. There's a couple universities that I know of that have been well entrenched. There's a university called Full Sail down in Winter Park, Florida. They have game design programs. They've been around for a while. There's DigiPen out in Washington. It's right across from Nintendo's headquarters, actually. They're another well-renowned video game design school. But you're starting to see them again pop up at colleges across the country. I know USC has a video game design program. A lot of smaller colleges have them as well. That said, your children may not be in college yet. Okay, so what do we need our children to learn to become a video game designer? A lot of skills involved, actually. History plays a role. A lot of video games nowadays are historically based. Having a knowledge of history can help influence ideas as to how to create these historical worlds. So many games nowadays reference specific time periods in history as a backdrop for their games. Great knowledge base right there. Science as well. A lot of science fiction themed video games out there. All inspired by people in their science classes and learning about space and stuff of that nature comes into play. Math. Math literally is a huge, huge skill in video game design, especially in my role specifically. A lot of what I do is what's called balancing the game. And that just means ensuring that the game plays right. It's not too difficult. It's not too easy. And a lot of that entails tweaking numbers, creating mathematical formulas that ensure that this sword does X amount of damage to this creature. It's not too easy, not too hard. Writing is a big skill involved in becoming a video game designer. As a game designer, we have to create game design documents that our bosses approve. And you have to clearly explain your concepts and what someone can expect to get with a new feature you may want to introduce into the game. So without clearly specifying that in a written document, you have no chance of getting that feature approved. Let me see what else. Artistic skills are not necessary, but they definitely help if you do have them. A lot of times people don't want to read the words that you put on paper regarding a design document, so if you're able to sketch something out, a lot of times you can clearly explain an idea that way. All kinds of programs out there nowadays that your children are probably already using. I use every day in my job. Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel. Every day I use those programs. PowerPoint is what I use to create a lot of game design documents. So if your children are already learning those programs, they're already on their way. So those are some of the basic skills that we use as video game designers. I'll go into much more detail in future videos as to some tutorials and actual software they can download out there. But that's all for now. All right, thanks a lot.